Super Dave here with another exciting review, and today we are looking forward to reviewing another Storm Collectibles out of the Golden Axe series, Tyris Flare. That's right, the female action figure that went along with the video game, the Golden Axe. We have, of course, the Axe Battler, and was able to get a deluxe edition of this, deluxe version, with the red dragon, and now we have his female counterpart with the blue dragon. So even the red dragon back there is excited about meeting a female dragon. But this is so cool. You see the picture of her riding the blue dragon there on the side, and then all the poses that she'll be able to get in on the back there. And then a larger picture of that image on the side again. So let's go ahead and break open our Tyris Flare and check her out. Select player. This Axe Battler franchise of the video game. There's the pixelized forms of that, kind of like the screen that would come up when you would first start that 8-bit game. And there is the Axe Battler in the front, along with Tyris Flare back there. She's back there to the right. And there, Gilius Thunderhead, the dwarf, Viking-looking fella back there with a beard. And he's coming soon as well in this franchise. But we're going to first take a look here from Eternia itself as we look at the second installment in the Golden Axe franchise. That's right, there's Tyris Flare herself with her blue dragon. There's the Axe Battler and the red dragon back there eagerly awaiting her arrival. And she is here. We're going to be taking a look at her and her dragon, the blue dragon. And these are just a phenomenal set. But first, let's take a look at their accessories. Tyris comes with a lot of hands. You see there the grappling looking hands, the weapon holding hands, clenched fist hands, open palm hands, pointer finger hands, really cool. And check out that awesome head sculpt, the clenched teeth with the hair all sprawled out in action, in battle. Beautiful head sculpt. And there's a trick too to be able to style her hair a little different. We'll show you that in just a minute. But look at all those hands and the head. That is so awesome. And then of course, she comes with this really cool Golden Axe style sword. Really neat. And there's the head sculpt she comes packed with. Beautiful head sculpt. Hair is in a relaxed position. Just in a calm position. Look at her muscularity. I know she's a little underdressed, and I apologize for that. But, you know, that's what it is in this action figure. We'll see if we can get her some clothes, right? But I like the muscularity and the detail to her. And like I said, we'll show you a little trick with the hairstyle ability in just a few moments. But then of course, one of her biggest accessories, of course, is her blue dragon. And this looks just like almost the red dragon, except it's blue and green instead of yellow, orange, and red. And just really nice looking. And then he comes with an accessory of his own. Look at there. The blue dragon comes with this awesome fire effect. Breathing fire out of his mouth right down to the ground. That is so cool. What a neat effect. One that our Axe Battler did not come with, but this Tyris Flare blue dragon, she must be moody today because this blue dragon, I'm calling it a she, is breathing fire. Fisto thinks it's pretty cool too back there. And now let's take a look at our Tyris Flare and blue dragon's articulation. Taking a look first of all at our Tyris Flare action figure. Let's bring her on over here. Looking at this head sculpt, we can see that she's not really going to be able to look up much because this hair right here is pretty hard and it is restricting her ability to look up here. But she is going to be able to look down quite a bit. She is going to be able to tilt her head from side to side. She's not really going to be able to turn much other than maybe, you know, looking down that way, but there is going to be some restriction here. But while we're on the head, let's go ahead and swap it out and look at how the other one functions as well. And so with this other head sculpt, she is going to be able to look up a little bit more, but this hair is still, matter of fact, it's coming off a little bit there, but it's still, this hair is still restrictive, so it's not going to be a whole lot, but it is more than the other head sculpt. And of course, she can still look down a good amount there. She's going to be able to get more pivoting also, and be able to turn from side to side better with this hair because of it being whooshed out like that. So that's really good. Now, one of the things that I wanted to show you about these head sculpts is that you can swap out the style. So you can take this one off, and you can also remove this one there, and you can exchange it so that you could have that hairstyle on that head sculpt, or put these bangs on that head sculpt, which is cool. And that's not it, because you can also completely remove the head from the hair. And so doing that here, you can see that you could also, if you wanted to, have the more docile face with, and I'm getting the bangs mixed up here, so I don't know which one went with which originally, but you could have that hair on that face and vice versa. So with this more neutral face, isn't that a beautiful face sculpt? Just think it's a beautiful face on this action figure. You can put this one on this one, and we'll take some pictures of these. Put this hair there, and there you have it. You can put that whooshed hair, which would give her more, you know, accessibility to look down and up too a little bit when you put this hair, if you swap the hair there. But let's take a look at this head sculpt. Just beautiful face sculpt there. And this one is as well. They did a phenomenal job with the head sculpt. Love it. Moving on to the arms, you're going to be able to go all the way out, even better than 90 degrees there. You're going to be able to get a full 360 with that arm. You do have a butterfly joint. You have to be very careful because it does want to kink up in here, and sometimes tries to get stuck. But you're going to be able to shift up and down a little bit and go kind of forwards and back with that butterfly joint. You can kind of line up the collarbone if you can see it there. And so you have that. You also have bicep swivel. You have that ball type hinged elbow, and my bicep on this side is real loose and it's come off a few times, but hopefully you won't have that problem. This gauntlet is non-removable. There it is. You can see there where it comes off, but it does pop right back on, but it's a very loose fit. But the gauntlet is non-removable. You have the ability to remove these hands very easily on this really nice peg, and of course that's a hinged peg that'll go up and down, and then you can of course turn it. It's very tight, but you can turn it to get it in whichever pose you would like. The same goes true on this side. This side is much tighter on the bicep swivel, but you do have a bicep swivel. Again, some more of that butterfly joint there, and just excellent. And you also have a swivel at the elbow too. I forgot to mention that. Swivel at the elbow as well. And you see the kind of hand there I have equipped here. All right, moving these arms out of the way, let's go ahead to this diaphragm here. So you can tell here that with this diaphragm, you're going to be able to bend forward, but it is going to have that Storm Collectibles, that's popular with Storm Collectibles, gapping. And then when you go back, you have to make sure it doesn't pinch, because sometimes it'll try to pinch. But you can also bend back. Let's see if we'll go a little bit further. That's about as far as you're going to be able to get going back. And then of course you're going to also be able to go really well side to side. Of course it's going to leave those gaps, but you are going to be able to go side to side. And then, and there it's pinching, as I was showing, you have to get that back in place. But then also you have a ball joint around the waist here, close to the panties area. So you're going to be able to bend some forward some more, and again some gappage. Then you're going to be able to bend a little bit back, not as much gappage, but you can move those shorts a little bit to get them, but you're going to be able to bend back. So if you use both, let's try that. You're going to be able to bend quite a bit forwards and quite a bit backwards, as you can see there. So that's good. And the head's going to be able to go back some more. There we go. So you can see what we're dealing with on that front. Moving on down to the legs, she's going to be able to go just about full splits, pretty much full splits there, which is excellent. But you are going to be able to get a little bit of thigh swivel right there. And if you can get that underneath the skin part, she's going to be able to kick up about that much. You do have double jointed knees, which look good, I believe, for a nude looking portion. Now, as usual with the females, you're going to have a little bit of problems getting the butt cheek to kind of line up, but I think that overall they did a fairly good job. There's going to be certain angles where it's going to look awkward, but I think overall it looks pretty good. And then also you're going to be able to get a boot cut right there. You're going to be able to go all the way tiptoes. You're going to be able to go good amount up, and you have excellent rockers, phenomenal rockers, and you even have a little toe hinge there. Nice. No peg holes in Storm Collectibles. I do wish they would include those, but I guess that's, everybody's got their signature. But I believe we covered everything, and she can kick back quite a bit. I'll show you that. And you could, of course, because of the Dragon, I'll show you this. You are going to be able to get a pretty good seated position. And we'll definitely try her out on the Dragon here in just a few moments. But now let's look at the Dragon's articulation. And now to look at the Dragon's articulation, let's start first of all with the head. You're going to be able to look up that much. You're going to be able to look down that much. There is going to be some tilting side to side. Of course, you're going to be able to look side to side this way as well. The mouth is also articulated, so you're going to be able to open that mouth about yay wide. Close it there. So it's not an incredible amount, but you see the tendons kind of stretching out. That's so neat looking. very detailed tongue and teeth, and just the various parts of the Dragon, just really neat. But that's not all. You have an articulation with the neck too, so you're going to be able to go back with the neck that way and go also. It pops off, but don't fear. Get the little strap back underneath, and it pops, where it helps to get the ball right, but it will pop right back on. You heard the pop, but you can go up, and you can see that you are going to be able to go back and forth. I'm not going to do it too much more because it is hard to maneuver that without it popping off, but you get the idea. But it's also going to turn. We'll turn side to side. Give you a front view here. You'll be able to turn side to side. So that looks good. It lines up, of course, when you have it straight on. And then, of course, the arms, going on to the arms, and everything is really tight, new. They are going to spread out like that. Have a ball hinge joint there, and you're going to be able to get 360. You do have not a bicep swivel, but a, you know, kind of a simulated one because of the elbow swivel. And then you also have the ability to, you have those hands like just on a tab, just like Tyris Flair. So whichever direction you want him to or her rather, to point the claws, but you can go backwards and forwards and swivel, of course. All right. Moving on to the legs, you are going to be able to spread these legs out a good amount there. And of course, they will also go up pretty good amount there. Also will go back a pretty good amount there. So you're going to be able to get your running poses very well. You're going to be able to bend that knee a small amount. There's no swivel at the knee, but it will bend. There is a swivel at the claw at the bottom, the feet here, and a hinge, and that goes back pretty far. And there's a toe hinge right there. So you will be able to get that toe hinge and it pivot and work great when you're getting some of those poses like a running pose or even a standing pose for that matter. And then last but not least, the tail, and it's kind of like the neck. It has that big ball joint. It will turn and it will shift up and it will shift down, so you can kind of use that to hold him up, to stand him, to kind of give you a little stand there. And it will turn, but it's real tight, and you can see it does shift up and meet the place here, and then we'll go shift down where it will kind of leave a gap there, but that's so you can kind of pivot that. But the tail is articulated as well. Of course, this saddle straps on. You can kind of move it, strap around the belly there to get it, and you'll be able to put Tyris Flair right on top of her beautiful female, I'm calling it female, blue dragon. Bravo, excellent. And there's our Tyris Flair riding her dragon, her blue dragon. And she's looking great. I think she fits on there good. You just have to maneuver a lot because of some of those soft, rubbery, you know, upper chest and the ball joint that goes up into her neck. All those things you have to adjust. The butterfly joint in her arms. All of these things you have to kind of adjust and work with to get her in some of these poses, but you just have to work with it, and that's common with Storm Collectibles. It's the price you pay for having excellent articulation. But that's looking awesome. Really good. Looking great. All right, let's do some comparisons. And of course, here's one of the things we've wanted to see, and that is Tyris Flair next to the Axe Battler himself with his red dragon. And these two dragons are happy too to have a pair and to be able to be happy together. And I think that is really cool. And I don't know the storyline behind these two, but I want the Axe Battler and Tyris to be in love, to be a couple and fight side by side, as well as their dragons. We'll have to build out a storyline with that in the Masters of the Universe as well, right? Looking good. And here they are side by side. The blue dragon and the red dragon, and the Axe Battler and Tyris Flair. Looking great. I mean, they can just about strike any pose that you would like. I think it looks great. Awesome. And here's two very buff chicks right side by side who can kick some booty together. That's right, we have our Masters of the Universe Revelation version of Teela alongside of Tyris Flair, and they look great together. Tyris is a little bit taller than Teela, but I think they can work together. And let's go ahead and bring our Masters of the Universe Revelation He-Man with the Hordak MX customized head there alongside of our Tyris MX, and boy, they look great together. And then there's our Gargoyle Demona, looking great. She's also a buff girl, looks like, with her wings spread out there, and she looks good beside Tyris Flair as well. And here's Tyris Flare next to Rentara by Marvel Legends, one of the Build-A-Figures that I really love and think goes great with Masters of the Universe. And there is also a video review on our Rentara there. But she's discussing battle strategies over with Rentara. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And here's Tyris Flare next to a Mythic Legions female warrior. And you can see they fit in great too together. Again, Tyris is a little taller, but she's just, you know, tall. Looks great. And here's Tyris Flare with another Storm Collectibles. There's Mortal Kombat Shao Kahn. Show you kind of how he matches up with her. So of course he's taller. So would Prince Goro be and Mortaro, but Tyris Flare, I mean, she stands her own. I mean, I think she looks good and matches up with these well. And even with Thalog, Tyris Flare can hold her own. She can get serious. I mean, you can just match this action figure up with just about anybody, and she does well. I think she matches up well unless you get some of the real short action figures, and it'd be a problem. But she's going to do good. I mean, whether they're a little bit taller or a little bit shorter, she matches up great. And I like it because all of these figures that I've shown you tonight, for the most part, are in my MOTU universe. And she's going to fit right in.